The visit to China that Putin so hoped for turned out to be a waste of time. The November meeting between Comrade Xi and Biden confused all the cards. Beijing now needs to improve relations with Washington, and not with Moscow, which itself is asking for help. And the United States is precisely capable of easing the cough of the Chinese economy, while Russia is only introducing destruction into the political agenda. So no serious breakthroughs were achieved with the Chinese comrades, no major contracts were signed either, and why, one wonders, did he go? After it became clear that he had only put in the miles in vain, Putin sent Lavrov to Pyongyang to convey a personal message to the fat man: I am ready to fulfill everything that was agreed upon with you. The main disgusting thing is the transfer of technologies that will ensure the DPRK's breakthrough in the field of nuclear weapons. Putin is arming Yoon and waiting for North Korean shells, without which the Ukrainian front will be completely sour. From Beijing the rat darted to Perm, where it showed off among the athletes and gave the bureaucrats a nightmare, after which it scurried off to Rostov to get reports from Gerasimov's soldiers. It seems that from Rostov the ratman flew not to Moscow, but to Sochi. I've been flying, I've been tired, I'm tired, I should have rested in between the global nasty things. The State Duma this week denounced the nuclear test ban treaty, after which the United States conducted underground tests at a test site in Nevada to improve its ability to detect low-yield nuclear explosions around the world. And on the part of the Americans, this is logical, since they know for sure about Putin's readiness to carry out such explosions on the territory of Ukraine. And maybe not only there. And the world has been waiting all week for the start of Israel's operation in Gaza. No one has visited Tel Aviv on solidarity visits, perhaps everyone except Macron, who is expected any day now. In his televised address to Americans, Biden was blunt: we cannot and will not allow terrorists like Hamas and tyrants like Putin to win. The US president also added that Hamas and Putin pose different kinds of threats, but they are united by the fact that they want to completely destroy the neighboring democracy. The Biden administration will ask Congress for a tranche of $100 billion in military aid to allies, of which Ukraine will receive 60. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant ordered Defense Forces troops to get organized and be ready, ahead of the expected start of a ground operation in the Gaza Strip against Hamas militants. Those who now look at Gaza from afar will see it from the inside, the Israeli minister said. I promise you this. And this week, the Ukrainian armed forces inflicted significant damage on the Russians by using ATACMS missiles supplied by the Americans in absolute secrecy. The occupying organisms became noticeably worse. Even the bald guy ranted about ATACMS, Biden and the pancake world. According to British intelligence, attacks by the Ukrainian armed forces on the night of October 16 to 17 with ATACMS tactical missiles on the airfields of Lugansk and Berdyansk will force the Russian army to move its operational bases and control centers away from the front line. Attacks on air bases could put further pressure on Russian pilots and aircraft mechanics, who are already almost certainly suffering from battle exhaustion and maintenance problems due to the unforeseenly drawn-out military campaign. Here it would be correct to add Avdiivka to all of them in the liver, since in this area, Rashists are especially assertive. And Putin demands to take this city at any cost. This means they will pack up and wipe Avdiivka off the face of the earth, just like they recently did with Marinka or Mariupol. The week finally finalized the overall picture of the second phase of the Third World War, into which Putin and his fascist Camarilla are plunging the planet. It is not for nothing that he carefully prepared Hamas for an attack on Israel so that the Middle East would not just burst into flames, but would burst into full swing. The migration crisis in EU countries is growing along with protest turbulence, and Palestinian refugees are about to be added to the Syrian refugees. To avoid aggravation of this crisis, negotiations are being held with Prince Salman of Saudi Arabia and President of Egypt al-Sisi. So far, everything is going according to plan for the warmonger. For complete immersion in the promised rat paradise, the war between the two Koreas and the clashes with the Baltic countries and Poland are not enough. And it will be possible to start the nuclear session shouting, "I warned you, you assholes." But to do this, the rat needs to reorganize inside the cave so that all the servants will run hooting towards the last fireworks. Putin needs total fear and total readiness to die for nothing. Are you ready to die? Always ready. Those going to the package greet you.